Into the server, getting into freeze time. NAVI starting on the T side. Heroic to defend.
I don't think that's quite enough. It's Heroic versus NAVI Antwerp. Let me hear you!
Simple's got this P250 in hand here. He's going to be the can opener around like this, posted up, ready and raring to go. Any fight's going to come his way. Standard defense here from Heroic.
No one wants to be the first death of your quarter-final. Clear intent in Navi's maneuver. Silence is the name of the game.
Just waiting to see if any aggressive maneuvers come their way, but now 30 seconds have trickled on by. Corralling the troops, getting the util ready.
Just a light smattering of it. Heroic prioritizing the bullets. And it seems we're nearly ready for the commitment. Jiggle on Banana, Stown looking for info. Here's some. Nades released by the NAVI fingertips, and here's the first clash. Bit, another headshot. The highest rated in the pistol, need a lot more out of him, but they have the sight, Chad, and the bomb to be planted rotates on their way. Shy on the nade. Regrouping. Time will become a factor here. It's going to be hard to force him out of that position despite the number disadvantage. Here comes the commit.
Good flash.
Just shy of the first is Electronic, struggling to finish. Refresh gone, quick snap out of Perfecto. And it's only Tesses. NAVI have the clock on their side, and he's just trying to get something to get the juices flowing. He's out of there. Might find one on the way out, and that'll do nicely, but that is a NAVI pistol.
Clear tone set here very early, taking the pace out of it, allowing Heroic to go for those aggressive maneuvers, nothing coming NAVI's way, and then they execute simple stuff, setting up into the post plant, number disadvantage, and they deal with it. This is what you want to see from NAVI in the early stages. And it's almost the perfect play. You got the circle jump, they're out of apartments, they're playing close towards middle, nobody fortifying pit or site, so once they're in, it becomes extremely difficult for Heroic to try and retake that site, but they're going to bite back in.
I mean, Counter-Strike, Chad, at this level, you know they've opened the book of those CT pistol setups. And Stown's brought aggression already down on second mid. Bit forced to watch as this second round force buy favors Heroic on the opening exchange.
Dangerous as well here. Perfecto's already been chipped on through. That scout for KD and could become a problem throughout.
It's a numbers game, Inferno. NAVI walking with a limp early into our second round.
This is a Heroic classic here. You can see trying to stay ahead of the play, grouping the numbers together, staying ahead of where NAVI want to finish as they flirt with top Banana here. That's one back. Simple steps up to the plate and draws at level. 4v4 now.
Interesting smoke. Suspicious. Not for Simple.
Looks like they're going to thread the needle right here. This is huge. Just rerouting, staying together, pack mentality.
It's the right call. Let's see if any more of those bullets can connect. Cadian has already hit Perfecto once, shy this time. Long, looking to be occupied, the smokes will bloom. No info for Heroic, flying blind as the rotate is called upon. Lots of contact, commit, Perfecto pulls the pin. They've got plenty of time. Very little resistance on their path into the site. It's Electronic responsible to housekeep, and he sweeps two under the rug. What a recovery. I mean, you know, that things can get sketchy, Chad. You lose an opening frag and a scout tag, and NAVI really don't seem to break a sweat.
Yeah, you look at that situation, Bit going down and Perfecto low. Most teams would be a bit more flustered, right? They would actually change the pace there, but NAVI, they stayed staunch, they stayed quite heavy with their presence across the map, leering top Banana, showing they wanted to fight. The fact that Simple draws one back, that's huge, right? That's going to leave you as Heroic expecting it to be a bit of a B execute there. But they were very diligent with that utility. So they threw over towards Library, CT Arch as well, and then they even threw more utility over towards that pit side before they rerouted up short here. So great stuff from NAVI, keeping it clean, 4 to stay alive here. And Cadian trying his luck, maybe just trying to word that scout into action early. Does get another tag, but does not get anything lethal. And that's going to be a 2-0 start. 2 weapons saved. Some pistols to be juggled, and still not out of the clear just yet, NAVI. The guns will be coming through in the next.
Heroic looking to remain threatening on a light one. And already, again, the scout pestering NAVI. Electronic this time, hamstrung, and another connects. Okay.
This is a scary round now. I know it doesn't look like much, but this is actually very dangerous for NAVI here. That's a nade, and that's a kill. Cadian, Stown, they've combined for 2 problems for NAVI now.
Yeah, and don't forget, Electronic is still bleeding internally. 30 HP for him. This is going to be bleak. Can they turn and flip the script again? They did it once.
A bit more direct right now. This would show the class of NAVI. If they can peel around back like this, they're in dire straits. Tessus with a power position. Still multiple members reside.
They call upon Bit, master of the headshot, precise. Unlike anyone else, but he's not ready for Tessus. Hung, drawn, and quartered on the entrance. There's not much left for NAVI here. It was only little gun footage. A little bit of Lisa life out of the leader. 3 remain. Oh, it's awkward. 45 seconds, and that's the last of his smokes. A nice AK upgrade. That will work well to ply his trade. Heroic, still not a guarantee with what they've brought in. But so close, it's at their fingertips. A single click out of that Deeg could end it here. He's found another smoke, but that's nice the scout. Wow, Heroic didn't even invest. That is gonna really flip the script quick.
That's a huge round to win early here. That's gonna do wonders for their confidence. It's gonna get them fired up to win a round like that on the stage against a team like NAVI. It's a massive stuff for Heroic here, but that's not gonna bottom out the economy of NAVI. They kept it clean in the previous. Heroic know that. They know there's cash in the coffers, and both teams now getting into a bit of investment. Look what Cadian's been able to equip into his hands. The big green out to play. NAVI are clearly taking their time about things. Not rushing it, just these deep bolts, and that's a shot from Cadian to open up the account. Another opening kill here.
They just keep getting that mid-fight, and woof! A dink exchanged. Saved by the apartment penetration, but Bit catches one to the dome as well. Already NAVI trying to overcome the circumstance. Immediate extinguish implies a threat imminent. Out of the spearhead of NAVI, simple, sharp, pointy, ready, yet smoked. Fnatic smoke, and they'll trade blows with that.
Yeah, it's basically negated right there. Exchange smokes, they're not going to be able to move forward, and more shots on through. Stown's going to take down Simple, easy as you like, and now 3v5 disadvantage for NAVI here. This limper by coming on through, you can see it stinging, and Stown, what is this?
He wants a little more. Oh, it's down! He started this round, he nearly closed it on his own as well. The bomb loose, Bit tagged, we know about that. And his intentions and objectives for this round changed dramatically. Bit now on a survival mission, and there is a little bit of a hunt. Refresh throws the Deerstalker on and takes him down. Nothing brought into the next round of play.
2 really good rounds in a row, and the positive in that last one was Cadian having the confidence to go for a fight down mid. He knows it's extremely unlikely they have an AWP, so he's willing to look for a fight like that. But Stown over towards Banana here, just putting pain down range with the AK-47. Couple of kills for him before he gets silenced, and trying to get the crowd on his side here. Look, if they make a couple of big plays, if they're able to turn on a team like NAVI, maybe they can turn a couple of these haters into fans, but into a very light investment here out of NAVI. A couple of kills are planned. That's what you're looking for in a round like this, is Banana control, name of the game. Canadians all looking for an opening yet again, staying active.
It is hard to control your Banana, Chad, without a single nade in the bank.
Yeah, you just have to let them have it in this environment. And we talk about this a lot, right? It's about refreshing these CT minutes, making sure that they expend as many as possible. You use the clock as your biggest ally right here if you are NAVI on this T side. This is such a huge game for Heroic. They have the boon in their favor of that matchup last time round against the RMRs, where they did get the victory, but this is a completely different kettle of fish. A major, the big stage, the reigning champions. They're at Stockholm. How are you meant to vanquish this beast?
Simple clearly feels like he can get up to some funny business. He's one of the few players that's prioritized something a bit bigger than a Glock. Lots of steps. Refresh, flashed in, looking for murder, and will spray down two. Simple's dig got him somewhere. And a bomb plant.
You love this.
A bomb plant? Wow, you do take that. Any day of the week, a frag and a plant. Very little invested. That is 3 consecutive, though, in response.
I think that was a bit of an eco bash right there as well for Refresh. If he can get on the ball with a couple kills early, it's going to do wonders for his confidence here. The desk pointed out he has been having a bit of a stinker. There's no way around it. Hasn't been having the most impact. But if he can come alive now, no better time to do it here. Do or die. He comes on through, buys to follow. And a timeout taken here. Now, traditionally, once NAVI take a timeout, Blade finds a solution. They bounce back in and they win the round. Let's see if the mastermind, the puppet master of NAVI, can confer with the in-game leader of Boomage and take it to Heroic here. 3-2, just a 1-round lead for the Danes.
Couple of AK-47s find themselves in the CT hands, an extra advantage. Should your crosshair be on the head, instant death. Cadian's not going to try anything hyper-aggressive again. He got away with it on the first one.
I think he'll keep looking, right? I think he'll keep looking. And actually, this is interesting. So to take the steam out of the NAVI timeout, they've called one off the back of that. Ooh. So this is a bit of a classic right here. So Heroic will take a timeout of their own. This is Exist. Haven't mentioned the coach of Heroic just yet. Major champion in his own right. Swedish representation on the stage. And he could be an instrumental factor in matches like this. We know that Heroic don't necessarily have the best of times when the stages come out. And this is their chance to change that tune. But look at this purchase coming through from Bit here.
Is that deliberate?
Yeah, he could have bought an AK. So this is showing that maybe something a little bit quicker out of this, knowing that this AWP of Cadian has been in their face. Keep your eyes on Bit here. Has a pretty decent spawn, so a pace change might be coming out the back pocket of this NAVI playbook.
Their pistol already reeked of anti-strat. Let's see. Refresh this time, looking for answers in middle. A light jiggle. Nothing to report. Shush does get licked by the flames a little.
Great flash.
Completely forces off the AWP, and actually information now relayed to NAVI. They know the AWP leans A. There's some pep in NAVI's step here. Smart, and just as we see that, Heroic responding kind, util to slow them down, destabilize and rotation.
Good response here from Heroic, all things considered, because that utility early was very direct. It got them the space they were looking for, but that stalls NAVI out on their timings here. Still geared, still postured forward, but a good hold right now from Heroic to shut this down before it gets out of control.
They've got 2 smokes, and already the presence of these CTs is being felt. Just constant little pokes and prods, nades, shots. Inferno, a constant guessing game for this T side. This is the power of Heroic's CT side.
Well, and this is the scary part of Navi's T side. They are threatening everywhere on the map now, and Electronic has been spotted over towards that short side on the jiggle. So good information going both ways, but time's starting to become the problem. 33 seconds on the clock, and they need to get a move on here.
3 currently. But that's the answer. Caden's got his knife up, but it's Perfecto's roll. 20 seconds. They do have to hurry up now. One single CT can stand up, and it might be Tesla's. Refresh, shush. I'm just listing the whole roster. Everyone contributes, and that will be enough. Get out of here. Simple will take down punt, but it's just for survival. NAVI get nothing done.
I think they're hoping for the classic Heroic aggressive responses on the CT side, right? They're getting the space. They're very threatening early. You could see Banana there was a bit of pressure. Top mid, there was pressure very early within the rounds. The utility of NAVI was to get that space. That flash onto Cadian was perfect to get hold and boiler quick within the round. But Heroic aren't pushing. They're actually just sitting on back. They responded. They said, yeah, come on in, we're here. And then they didn't. And that meant that NAVI standing forward couldn't find the fights they were looking for. They run out of time, and it starts to look like the classic NAVI as they limp in late and they just get peeled apart. So Heroic's game plan is working well now. NAVI are the ones who have to address this. They're the ones who have to change their approach and try and find a bit of a gap, because Heroic now have grown that lead to 2.
You talk about classic NAVI. I saw Edward is in attendance today. He's watching his boys play. Cadian is once again in pursuit of early glory. Knocks the socks off of Boomic. And a deep smoke to maintain control. Solid start for the Danes.
Yeah, NAVI aren't finding any overcommittals just yet of Heroic, which means they're going to have to do something more direct. They're the ones who are going to have to start forcing the fights and trying to get an opener instead of just posturing and hoping it comes their way.
You know someone that's pretty damn good at making space. Starts with a B, ends in a T. Fresh actually flirting with something here. He's got assistance and support. Heroic, they've got their finger on the pulse consistently so far.
This is a chess game right now. Right? There's not a lot of action on the map. The heads-up fights aren't happening, but what they're doing is they're trading places. They're exchanging map territory, and we know this game's all about info. Flashed off Katie, and you got to be careful about this one, mate, as he does duck on back.
Oh, you could see he's got a hunger in him today.
But look at this, right? Look how often they're making the pieces move around the board here, just with space and a little bit of threat alone. They're just trying to outmaneuver each other until the final throws and hope that they've done exactly this.
Refresh. For redemption. First found, a lot more progressing. Refresh! That is disgusting! 4 members of NAVI collapse and Refresh stands up.
That's the X factor right here of the team, and still not a fan favorite. Let's see how much more convincing they need to do.
Hang on, yeah, that is their second.
Yeah, and in the early stages, we've only had 7 rounds of play here, so NAVI are feeling under the pump, whatever game plan they came on in. Remember, they opted to start on the T side of Inferno. This is a gift right now for Heroic. We're in the CT side of meta. Heroic are going to be more than happy with getting to start on the CT side of their map choice, where they knew that they could bring it home to close it out. And NAVI, they want to set the tone, they want to set the pace. Well, they've set the tone and the pace, and right now, they're 3 rounds in a hole.
Chad, I imagine you can put yourself in the shoes of a player like Refresh as you're hitting this spray down. Quarterfinal, one of the biggest games of your career. You've had a bad tournament. You can attest that that does a lot for the rest of this game.
Yeah, his confidence is going to be, look, he is the X factor of this team. So if he's finding action early like that, when it gets late, when it gets into clutch scenarios, when it gets into the backline, that's when Refresh is really going to activate here. So if he's feeling himself, if he's able to hit shots like that, it's going to make him much more confident to make those plays. And speaking of plays,
Casper, Katie, and Muller once again up to no good. He's been caught out, loses the support of Shush. The AWP lives on.
It's a bit of a change here, an opening for NAVI. Now they've been able to find a bit of a kill that's going to create a massive gap across the map, because up until this point, we've got to the last 30 seconds and everybody's been alive from both teams. So this round is definitely going to look much different to the previous.
I don't think we've seen the B players tested in any way, shape, or form.
But that's the thing, it's just poking them and hoping as we're on gun watch here. They're doing so well over there on the CT side that they're throwing away AKs.
Again, with this NAVI pressure all over the map, you know, Heroic are scratching their heads as to where the final commit will be made. They have managed to string together 5 consecutive rounds. It's NAVI's turn to try and buck that trend. There hasn't been more than 1 casualty for Heroic.
He should have spotted something there, Cadian. Should have seen the bootstraps.
Or not. Oh, he's dead. He's got to be dead. Run down by Electronic. And oh, damn, Refresh splattered across the site. And that should mark and signify NAVI doing exactly what we discussed. They might even have 5 alive on this one. Forcing Heroic to reach into their pockets, and NAVI reminding them this is not a walk in the park, this is a quarterfinal.
Yeah, and this time they actually stayed in one of those aggressive maneuvers, right? Up until this point, we've seen Cadian go for peaks, but then drop back. And just to note, our Obs team catching that gun, they actually scooped it up from top mid, they took it back to spawn, and they threw it away because there was a couple of players for NAVI there who were just on Tech 9s. So really doing their housekeeping here, Heroic. It's those little details right there now. Didn't help them in a round like this, but it's a fun little detail to keep track of nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Galil for bit. I know one player I'd stick on a Galil than an AK one-shot headshot. What was his headshot? I saw it on
I think it was like 70% or something.
70%.
Yeah, well, that's what we've come to expect from this guy, right? The new headshot machine.
70% of his kills straight to the head. whilst being a heavy contributor and role player within your role.
Well, this is the thing, right? He only has 2 kills to his name right now, but coming into the playoffs, he is in MVP form, right? He is leading the pack. He is the best player in the tournament right now. There's a couple of other names we can throw into that.
19 years old.
Yeah, well, and he's already won a major and a whole bunch of other massive tournaments. This kid is just a monster here, but so is Electronic. He just busted open that site right there. A couple of clean entries from him. The AWP out now for Simple, so this is where the tune can change a bit more. The big man with his big weapon up against Cadian on the other side. Smoke to delay. Perfecto dribbling one forward here to try and buy himself a little bit of space. And oh, there's more than what you'd expect towards the top of Banana here. High flash.
Down, trying to counter with a flash of his own, but still blind. It doesn't matter. Perfecto stays stalwart and maintains top Banana. Simple casts his gaze the same. It seems Heroic are making an executive decision.
In rounds like this, you have a hope and a prayer. You're hoping the response with that aggressive stance of Banana forces them elsewhere. They're going to stay one step ahead of Boomich in these mid-rounds. But NAVI, as we've discovered, they are not in a rush, not by any means.
Could be a lot resting on the shoulders here of the leader. Time-sensitive mission here for NAVI. Can they convert this opening pick? Smoke will deny Cadian. Oh, not! Catches one. Thank God it's the M4 for Cadian. He lives on, just about. Refresh looking to stand and bang. Both of them are, and they've already repelled Electronic. No answers in mid.
Time's a problem here.
It's a pull, 20 seconds, starting to close the gap. Tighten the noose, Simple caught off. It's a double again from Refresh. And it looks like Heroic have done it again. Refresh with the double. Destroys NAVI on the late commit, and only one is Boomich. See you later, Alligator. That's 12-4. Refresh has come to the stage, revitalized.
Yeah, this is going to start feeling really good for Refresh now. He's had 2 massive multi-kill rounds over towards A, just denying their entrance up middle. And this pace, again, seems to be a bit of a problem for NAVI here. They had to rely on Electronic in the previous there to just crack open that site single-handedly. But time here, coming up mid, through an incendiary. This is well done by Heroic, holding onto that utility. Really stalling out NAVI, who can get back into a buy, but I want to crack this nut.
They got every bell and whistle they could possibly desire. The black and yellow might not be ready for this. Tessa's heavily flashed. Looking to maintain control, but it might be one man on our screens. Refresh to seize all the control. Already pushed up down mid. Simple's laughing at him. Glocks him down, cancels his plans. And this is a very different looking round already. Quick response in util. Down with a big role to play in this round. Smoke will hold them at bay.
They know this is coming. They have a great read here in Stown. He has the door locked. There is no way forward, there is no way back. NAVI, they only have one choice, and here they go.
Oh, flashed off. Tessus lives on. Second flash. Oh! Still blind. Still knocks Tessus lights out. And they have to get across. And they will, facilitated by the spray. It's perfect from NAVI. A flawless take of the B site.
Had all the info right there, Heroic. I know they're in a number disadvantage situation, but going to be hoping for a little bit more in a situation like that. NAVI, when the fights come their way, this is 2 rounds, 2 of the gun rounds right now, where there's been more aggression coming out of Heroic. They've been able to blow them out, find the trades, get themselves into the round, and then just convert these number advantages here. So Heroic are going to have to think a little bit differently. I know they're feeling confident. I know Refresh probably has the spawn. He's like, boss man, let me run down mid here. Let me take a fight. But in rounds where they've taken those aggressive maneuvers, it has fallen apart for Heroic. The Danes might need to reel it in.
Does that round strike you as what NAVI have been waiting for?
Yeah, they want those aggressive maneuvers from Heroic, whether it's at the start of the round or whether it's in the mid-round, because this is why they have been in such a slow pace. They're happy to take the fights. They just want to take the fights on their terms. They don't want to be running into you, into your setups. They don't want to have nades in their hands. They want to just be sitting back, allow your aggressive maneuver to happen. When Heroic have taken their time, right, when they've sat back, they've been good with their utility, they're converting the rounds because NAVI only have 30 seconds left on the clock, and it's a 5v5. The CTs are going to have that advantage. Good opener from Bit there. Simple on the clock was great, but it's that one right there from Electronic, because if Tessus gets 1 or 2 kills, that round is on. Heading over towards spawn. Stown would have been in a fast banana flank and clawing their way back into this NAVI now. You can see Ancient up next, picked by NAVI, on a bit of a streak on that one, a hot streak, and Nuke is the third and deciding map if we do need to get there.
It's a very hot map pool. Starting on Inferno as opposed to closing.
Yeah, well, let's see if this one has the same level of fireworks here. Definitely delivering in the early stages. And as I mentioned, it's more like chess right now, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely feeling each other out, trying to see who's a bit more tactical in their decision-making, who can outmaneuver one another on the map. And Heroic are the ones who are starting to feel themselves and take that fight, but that's a conversation that needs to be had. And hopefully from that timeout, one that they did address. Again, into the standard spread from NAVI. Just going through their paces here. Early flashes to deny the aggressive AWP, to deny any space in Electronic. He's the man to test top mid.
Here's a very aggressive CT smoke you saw up mid there, but Heroic not willing to buckle under the initial pressure of NAVI.
They don't have a whole lot of information right now, Heroic. They're operating in the dark here.
Oh. Electronic and Simple. Quite a pairing, and oh, in the open, in limbo. You can see the hesitance from both squads. More smokes arriving. Threatening on both facets. And this is the fight they've been waiting for. You can see just how much pandemonium is in the comms for the Danes. They're pulled by Electronic. This Puppet Master knocking the head off a refresh. He will go down, but mission accomplished. Surging forward now, the Flames again arrive. Well timed.
3 here.
Oh, they're gonna surely try and commit through. Perfecto into the hot box. Cadian knocks Perfecto out. Boomage trying his luck, but Stown up and over. Bit head on a swivel. He's got so many targets to clear and not enough time for it. Simple, what can you possibly do? Good God, that was a close one, but that will be it. Can he die? Or maybe fight to survive? What was that flick? He's been watching some Modesty. Did he die after time? No, just in time. 1 second on it.
Looked like the perfect CT setup right there to deal with that. They wanted to try and live for a bit of a mid to B, right? They had 2 players top mid looking for the fight on that arch side. Had 3 players in Banana, looking like they wanted to gear into the mid to B. But the response from Heroic here, they're still staying active, they're just not being aggressively active. And Inferno is one of those maps where it's a little bit more difficult to do that if you're not just barreling down Banana or going for one of those aggressive plays down mid. But back in again, and this is an important round here. Heroic could seal up the half lead, get themselves 8 to their name. Cadian active again with that AWP, choosing a different port of call to find an opening pick. And again, that same flash. So crossing the T's, dotting their I's. It's very diligent stuff from NAVI here to make sure they take this space. They're aware of these maneuvers. You see all the flashes mid, all the flashes in towards the out position. They don't want to allow Cadian to find a free opening pick. So they pushed him back. They've dealt with him early. And they've got the space that they're looking for here. But again, it's just this time. And NAVI going to try something a little bit more direct earlier within the piece here.
Wow, that is one way to hold the B site. Tessa's playing with fire, flash, and frag already found. One through the coffins, but evades that fate. It's Cadian ready for bit. A late adventure out of the boiler room. Cut short, and it's only Electronic that gives us some hope. A glimmer of hope for NAVI in round 12. The outlook's bleak. The forecast is murky, especially now. Another one in the feed. Shush awakens from the pit. Impossible odds now. Loud Tessus. In library. So light on time, a quick headshot, looking to string together the double. Not to be, and the half one out. I think that's an adequate response to the team giving you CT star.
Yeah, this is beautiful stuff here from Heroic. This is great work from them. You got Refresh at 13 kills, 9 for Cadian, 8 for Stown, 7 apiece for Shush and Tessus. So the team is all contributing here. Nobody is lacking behind for Heroic, and that's a key detail for this Danish squad on a stage like this against their boogeyman. NAVI have beaten them time and time again. It's just the most recent affair over at the RMRs where Heroic got the better of NAVI. That's the only time that the core of Heroic have been able to beat these monsters. Still threatening it around like this, NAVI. But there has to be something a bit more direct, something as a unit right now, because they're getting peeled apart, picked apart across the map, and they can't allow this to keep on happening. They're getting space, right? They have options to try and go for a punish as a unit here, but again, a bit of a different look on the CT setup. This is what Heroic are known for, staying extremely dynamic. The bodyguard again, it's always Shush who's tasked with this, babysitting the big green.
Wow.
Cadian. Shush takes another. So these pistols, if they want to do a hole pop, it's dealt with. And this is the thing, they're just dealing with this. NAVI are knocking on the door, and they're getting dealt a dud hand time and time again. This is great from Heroic.
Yeah, this is ballsy though. You know they're on lighter buy. You have a two-man advantage, but you want answers as well. And that's a bomb carrier plucked from the pack, and a little flourish from the rifles. Stone face, the Danes extend their lead.
The question mark right now is how many T rounds do NAVI really need, right? They already have 4, they got the pistol with the conversion, 5 would be great, you'd love 6 on the way out the door, get you some momentum, but they have been stalled out. You chose to start here on the T side, maybe you just wanted to get it out of the way, or maybe you had a game plan. Well, if it's the latter right there, it's not working. Heroic have been able to stall you out in these gun rounds. With 4 rounds to their name, 2 have come with the pistol and the conversion. So the gun rounds, it's one-way traffic in favor of Heroic here. They are looking fantastic right now.
Heroic are hitting every single green light. A battle of the procedures in Banana.
This is a change. Quite clearly a change right here. The regrouping early as NAVI.
And it's Electronic, the space taker. Shush tested early in the apartments. He's got his heart beating, likely quickening in pace. Electronic tries to crack open the site. Good trade out of Boomich. A level playing field as the bomb soon to be planted, thanks to the fingertips of Boom. Perfecto looking to make the room a little louder. There's Testis and Cadian in hot pursuit. This is the frag though, Perfecto 2. Cadian up to the task. A 1 versus 3 with a bomb ticking against him. It's surely impossible. He wants them to suffer on the way out. Take it all. Now that is bitter sweet, Chad, if ever I saw it.
Mission accomplished for Cadian right there, right? Doesn't seem like the flashiest kills. He doesn't go for the round, he doesn't go for the clutch, he doesn't make the arena erupt, but what he does is he keeps NAVI in the doldrums as far as the finances go. Check out the buy right here. You got a couple of bigger missions, AK-47s. Not for everybody. NAVI are going to be struggling into this final round of the first half of map number 1 here. But they're working with the gun round, and you saw a bit more of a direct approach. Yeah, look at Simple's purchase as well. You can see that they were going to have a rough time after Cadian gets those final kills on the way out the door, but maybe some pace behind this. Boomich charging on up.
Oh, he's looking for first blood, and he finds it. Boomich sat down, bent over the knee. Despite the flashbangs, despite the procedures, Cadian is still finding these early impacts. Uh-oh. Hot water, hot toes. Stan responds with flames of his own. And there's a nade where that came from as well. Cadian, 2 to the good, 16-5. We said we let that feeling of being the villain as you arrive on that stage. Do you let it rule you, or do you let it fuel you? I think it's the latter for Casper Cadian Muller. Our final round of this first half of our first map, final quarter-final. NAVI tying up their laces.
Yeah, not working with a lot here. Gonna have to be extremely explosive. They have a good opportunity to make this one work here, but they need to hit their shots.
Down has been a beacon for Heroic, but now he's been extinguished. More required out of the leader of the pack. He's let one go.
They're in.
An immediate punishment NAVI looking to recover one hell of a round here, and he did catch a little flag through that smoke, but the bomb now ticking in the favor of Natus Vincere. Gaps to be closed, very light on nades here, Chad. The T-side's gonna have to use their bullets once more. A heavy duel, good flash, Texas, but kicked down. It's been electronic deliver, and Refresh not even allowed to arrive. That's a 9-6 half, and that is a recovery from NAVI.
3v5 right there to get themselves their 6th round on the way out the door of the first half. 6 is more than enough right here, and that is massive work. You can see the game plan of the entire half. It felt slow, it felt pensive, as NAVI just thought through that entire T side. But to walk away with 6, to get the bookends, 2 in the start of the game, 2 at the end, this is fantastic for their confidence, but we have a competitive game now. I think it's going to heat up a little bit more with the heroic T side about to don the server. This one here is an absolute gift for Electronic through the smokes. Down goes down, getting a little bit tricky with it. Once KDM misses that shot, all they need to do is find the punish. The double stack over towards the coffins is brilliant, and Electronic, he has been great within this first half for NAVI. The Des spoke about him maybe having a couple of troubles, but he is a big game player. There's no doubt about that.
Big game players. None quite like Simple, who's whipping himself out. The pistols akimbo, armored of course.
No pace for Heroic here either, so both teams with the slower approaches on their T starts.
They're going to hit him with the NAVI.
Yeah, look, it looks very similar right here, right now. Misdirection in play. The P250 in the hands of Cadian this time, so the in-game leader alongside of Stown, trying to find these openings with the P250s in hand.
Both teams, great successes on their pistols up to this point. Can NAVI find both here on Inferno? Cadian, whoa, what? He's alive, somehow, not for long.
That's an absolute gift, just walking around the corner, finding space, but getting destroyed right there on that jiggle. You couldn't believe it. You step around the corner and you see a T completely on his lonesome, not looking your way. That right there is a huge opener for NAVI here. This is going to be the quickest way to level things up, 9-9. 4 more to find right now, and Heroic, they have their in-game leader in the grave to try and call the shots, but
NAVI scratching their heads. What does that mean? The mysterious, easy freebie. More to come. Perfecto does not choose to engage. He has the information, readies his troops. Simple remains the unknown entity. 20 seconds. Still not a peep out of Heroic. Now the shots will start to rain in. 15 seconds, Simple felled after the first. It's Bit to activate, strong on the Pit headshot, and Electronic has kept them at bay. That is double pistols for NAVI. And a furrowed brow because they know they need to convert.
that is massive right here for NAVI. Heroic, in the T sides, they have not been having the best times. Out of their pistols, they've played 9 T pistols, they've converted 7 of them, and they have a 100% conversion rate in the second. So the pistol rounds actually make up, I think it's like 14 of their 49 total T rounds over this event so far. So the fact that they haven't been able to convert this pistol and they're not going in with a bounce back, NAVI are going to be off to an absolute flyer of a start here. That just seemed like it came way too easy. That pace right there was nothing threatening. It wasn't the identity of Heroic. It wasn't in the face. It wasn't taking duels. It wasn't taking risks. It was just letting NAVI have their individuals find the fights and absolutely obliterate you there.
Timeouts are a premium in big stage games. So why not take your time on the eco?
Yeah, there's a lot of conversation going on from Katie in here as they're just pottering up second mid. Smoke in his hands, deployed. Not a lot to hope for in a round like this.
A frag would be nice. Simple denies, just 2 sprayed down. He will fall eventually.
Boomich already knows where he is. Electronic will finish that one off right there, gets himself up to 15, and well, now the guns will come out. Heroic there with a very light investment. We're saving for a moment like this. The AK is about to be equipped here for Heroic, and we get to see what their T-side game plan is going to look like. The pistol, well, it looks like they have similar plans that NAVI wanted to operate with here, but I think that there might be something a little bit more pacey coming out of the Danes in a round like this.
Yeah, something to be scared of is Electronic, not only at the top of the scoreboard, but smiling. 2, when combined, a very potent mixture. First gun round, second half. It's time to see what the Danes can do on the attack. Oops.
Yeah, we know how powerful that position can be here, so see if it comes back to bite NAVI. Is posturing heroic. Again, just waiting out in the default spread. Flash forward into Pit. He's going to get nothing. Tassus decapitates him, and Simple tries to fill the gap.
He has no way to voice concern. Forced into a more passive off angle. By virtue of the slip off, it's enabled an opening frag. You can see Refresh's role clearly outlined. Tassus in tow.
Perfecto on Boomich, they don't have the weapons for the job right here. Look, they've got a bit of utility on Boomich to try and stall this one out, but the guns, they're going to have to hope they get them to the grey screen. They're going to have to get them through that utility.
There's a little gap perhaps. Stown makes himself known. This is a powerful angle from Perfecto. It's what he's been waiting for. Time, these smokes will start to fade. We reached that 30-second mark. Still just a one, make it two. Down, no, three out of Stown. And Tassus combined already. It seems that NAVI will just have to hold on to what they can. Refresh will fall on the hunt. A very early hunt. Isolated, but not alone.
They're quick to this here, and there's more coming. The backup is on the way. Heroic know they can rip everything out of the hands of NAVI.
Stubborn are NAVI. There's a limit to how much you force this,
Yeah,
no?
they're going to call it off now, right? That's the thing. Bomb down, they're getting the win bonus into the next tip. You don't want to give all these AKs over. The reinvestment, you want to start working on a T-side bank balance of your own. Heroic will get up to 10, the first team to reach double digits. And that was simple stuff. It was Bit, who's in MVP level form for this event, just getting dismantled top mid. He's only got 8 kills to his name. Perfecto with 5, and Boomich, he's down the bottom there as well.
But that was more like it from Heroic in terms of the pace and willingness to take these duels. That was a straight, let's fight, let's go. I'm ready for you if you're ready for me.
Yeah, I think here it wasn't the lack of information, right? Because Simple played forward on mid. It's just over towards B. They didn't have the best weapons for the job. They had a bit of utility as well. Perfecto read that play, but just up against that AK. Stown way too good. Superhero of Heroic here, delivering when they need him most.
Yeah, he's really coming into his own this year.
But look at this from NAVI. They don't want to give this one over just yet. They've been able to afford a little bit more around these saved guns, keeping it threatening, but there's still some omissions in the buy. Still a couple of problems, still a couple of MP9s in the mix. This has been a very default-heavy game. You know, a lot of spread, a lot of pick, a lot of wait for the reactions. Neither team really getting stuck in too early.
Boomich loves these sandbags, and once again, tasked with the unenviable role to keep half of that map on lock, flying that NAVI flag.
Crowd's trying to get activated now, see if they can lure NAVI into that spirit of winning here.
Heroic.
Explosive nature.
Get answers, but at what cost? Stown's got a bullet lodged between his brow.
There's just so much like flirting for territory between these teams. There's just no committal. They don't want to take the fights immediately. They're trying to reposition, outmaneuver every single time. And look at the clock here again. Every single one of these rounds just feels like we're down to the last 30, 40 seconds before any commit's going to come in.
But Heroic, credit to them, they've managed to keep 3 people guessing. So light on time. You can see the barrage of utility into the site will force a reposition and a rotate. Committing through, that's a gift.
Need something.
Church cracks open the site. Boomich sprays down 3. NAVI say no. This is their site, and they make that clear. Boomich had to deliver there. The frustrations of the previous relieved with a 3-man spray down.
The response time in that situation as well. Simple was there really quick, right? They're keeping each other guessing into these final moments. It's about who's ahead of the play, who's reading the play, and they're having to take the fight. That's really selfless from Perfecto there. He wants to keep them in that choke point. They do not want to allow them to establish site control, because if it becomes a retake, if the bomb goes down, they're going to save. So they knew they had to get stuck in. That is massive work from the in-game leader. A huge three-piece from Boomich there, and it's going to humble Heroic here immediately.
They needed that. Consider what his teammates had. It had to be Boomich. It had to be then. One round separating them, and it seems imminent. We will tie things right back up.
Yeah, Bit was caught off guard by that one here, but now it's about the cleanup crew. Simple feeling a bit of pressure. A couple of upgraded pistols peering on in. And, well, speaking of peering on in, Electronic has been hot. He wants to take a fight of his own.
Yeah, he's comfortable on this stage now. Gone are the days Electronic is framed as a newcomer.
I like this. They don't want to allow Heroic just to waste out the clock here, taking the fight to them, showing we have the bigger guns. Bit of a flub nade right there, not the end of the world. Flak damage avoided. It's a matter of time rounds here. You don't expect this one to get out of control by any means. Taking care of business of Navi in a round like this, and we will be leveled up 10-10. We have a close affair, and as the game goes on longer, it's going to heat up. Right? It's going to heat up. Once we get into the home stretch of a map like Inferno, there's going to be a lot more risks taken. The retakes going to have to start going for a couple of those.
But right now, Navi are flexing their BGE. That's big gun energy. Happy to bring the brawl. Oh, even stray bullets.
There's likelihood as well. They're tapping him through the smoke. So Perfecto heads up play, up and over, through the grey screen, and he's looking to farm a Buddha cash. They have to run on through. They need the lost bonus. Bomb drop now. Just one more to find, and Perfecto is going to get it done. 10-10 for Navi now as the crowd starts to get a little bit louder.
It's amazing the journeys people take to be here. The Brazilian crowd have been wild at the front for Fury yesterday. I've met some Australians. It's a long way to come to watch your favorite video game. I do have great admiration for those that make that journey. And looks like a journey is starting quickly here on the T side. We're looking for it.
That's an opener.
And that's one way to crack open a round. Simple, sit down. Cadian at the helm. Over, and it's Boomich that springs to life. Up and over onto the half wall, flexing moves and a spray. And Refresh, an immediate knee-jerk reaction. He drops his smoke, makes his presence known on the boiler room.
What's the reaction here? Does Heroic want to wait? They know that in this 4-on-4, Navi might start searching for information. They have a couple of options. Play 2-2 on the sites, gamble the site, go for an aggressive maneuver. And again, back into waiting out for a reaction. Neither team willing to give this one up.
Yeah, Boomich has done a lot for them. Back-to-back rounds from Boom. The luxury of returning to an even keel. Perfecto, a lot riding on his info. Oh, and head-to-head with Tessus. Loses his. Perfecto tucked in for an early bedtime, and now I'm afraid it all rests on the shoulders of the same man. He did it once. He may have to do it again. Heroic are coming. Slow and steady they crawl. They're looking for him. It can't be open. And Refresh has got the rotate dead to rights. Still Boomich a problem. Pesky, and Bit gives us life.
Bomb's not down yet. Time's a problem here.
Yeah, he can't bang him though. Oh, bodyguarded nicely. And allowed to get the bomb down and extend play, but a manageable scenario handed to Bit. Rookie of the year. '22, same stats, same form, but looking for a way into a two-man setup. He just wants to punish him. He wants to make it hurt. Taste of their own medicine, perhaps, and those headshots do come through, at least the first. Trying to lay his life on the line in pursuit of that last one, but will get away.
High-level decision-making being made here. It's not the flashiest. You know, you want to see Bit go for a round like that. You want to see him get stuck on in, and And the crowd are up with a massive 1-on-2 situation, but just not enough there for Navi. And this is the thing, I talk about high-level decision-making. They know that they can just keep Heroic's economy where they want it. And unfortunately, that's just part of the game in an environment like this.
Don't even say unfortunately, Chad. This is what we signed up for.
Yeah, well, look, I want to get everybody on their feet. Everyone's getting a bit quiet in here.
Antwerp, do you hear that?
This is going to be the third time out of Navi now.
We're running out of them.
Yeah, it's hard when the villain's winning. Nobody seems to get excited about that. Maybe the boos should be louder. I don't know. I don't know what the correct response is in a situation like this.
It's a very rare opportunity to have so many of you live and direct. And it still gives me the heebie-jeebies. Magical stuff. Let's see if the Counter-Strike can match it. We are on our 22nd round. A couple of sacrifices courtesy of Bit's exit. Whoa, okay. Interesting smoke. Look at that one. Lands up. Bit of a one-way.
Yeah, that's going to cause some issues for both of them. I don't think that's an intended position, so he's going to call this one off. Heroic, they'll look for space elsewhere, and they'll get it. Okay, what they're looking for here with the spread of Navi, there are gaps to find. Both teams, as far as the buys goes, actually, Navi's looking a little bit better here. So Bit, mission accomplished in that previous round. Now taking the space, the second wave up Banana here from Heroic. They've got the territory they need, but what's the next step? Smoke out, topside mid, Molly as well. But Navi guessing which way is the fight going to finish. And now they know where the AWP is. Simple fires out a shot. Heroic have information now. Starting to piece this one together as Cadian.
This gruesome twosome are starting to activate on the retrieval of that information.
This is huge.
Smoked off. A one-way drop from Heroic as well. So presence and pressure being felt.
This is massive right now. This is so much space to work with here.
Looking for answers, and that's the headshot, Tessus. Taste of Bit's own medicine.
It's all on Boomich.
Again, it's Boomich that's called upon. They're looking for him, but he's ready to at least rain down fire, down to some of the work for him. And that will be the plant. Heroic set for a 12th.
Almost got the triple kill right there. He could have stalled them out on his absolute own right there. Boomich just not enough. M4A4 makes some noise, but doesn't make the kills. And Heroic now up to 12, a 2-round lead in the later stages. Navi's money looking worse for wear. They need to hold on to these guns. It looks like Heroic might give them that opportunity. A massive round for the Danes to post on the ball, but this one looks like it's going to go the distance, back and forth. These T rounds, they didn't get the pistol, they didn't get the conversion, but as far as the rifle rounds go, the fact that Tessus gets all that space, we saw it earlier in the tournament, like NIP were running a lot. They were able to walk up against these two-man A-holds, they were able to take that space, stifle out the A defense, because you don't realize that as an A defender. Normally, you're expecting utility before someone's taking control of that hay-cart position. But because he's walked on up, they have no idea that he's there, and in that situation, you can't move. You're so squirmed in the sight. Every time you take a peek, you're going to get shut down. Massive from Tessus here. He's had some really important kills.
Heroic are 2 rounds up. Navi are buying less than ideal weaponry, and they lost both pistols, Chad.
Yeah, this is some big issues for Navi now. This investment that they're making in a round like this behind these saved guns, they need to make a round like this work, and this is traditionally where the big man, Simple the GOAT, he steps up.
Yeah, he's got the biggest gun. Might have to have some fun. Boomich deals with the problem. He loves Banana, does Boom. And look at that. Nades in combination put Heroic off kilter. Simple to be tested. Blind as a bat, still rounds the corner. Tess is not brave enough to commit. Plenty of time for Heroic to try and solve this riddle. Simple wants to force his hand though. Remaining fluid. Desperate for a reaction, Chad.
Can't re-peek for a moment or two, and they've now smoked off the arch side. So Simple's going to have a couple of questions to ask, and he's been divided from the pack here. There's only 2 on the site. There's a chance for Heroic in a round like this.
3 versus 5.
Look at the weapons to defend right here. Ooh. The risks continue to be taken. Heroic trying to find gaps when there aren't.
It's a hard duel for anyone to take. Oh, but Tessus has caught him off. They know what that means. 2 victims lying on the A site. It's 20 seconds, posted up. As everybody's favorite villain has pit on lock. We will see a plant, surely. And they will extend play. Bit still a problem, but the bomb is down. 2v4 demanded of Heroic. NAVI, the cavalry, canters in already though. We see it boil down to just Tessus. Trying to activate. Oh my God! Tessus in Antwerp, no less. Some people lose themselves here, but he finds himself on the stage.
Spins on a dime and gives us a smile. That is massive from Tessus right there. The echoes that is going to send through NAVI. That was an investment from them. They bought on in. What? UMP, a Famous in the mix here. This is huge. It was a 3-on-5 situation. Both kills went down to Banana early, and Tessus just spins around and destroys.
Oh, that's disgusting. In all the right ways. Look what it's done to NAVI, Chad. They got nothing. They got bubblegum and baseball cards to defend their honor now. Oh, boom. Blind. Backs up. Baron of ammo and a nade for good measure. It's early. It's premature.
Finally, a pace change from Heroic couldn't have come at a better time, and it's against the Pistols. Traditionally, this is where you want to go slow. Traditionally, this is where you want to take your time, but they've pedaled to the metal, taken B control. The clock now, it's against NAVI. They have to operate if they want to try and get stuck in with Pistols. They need to make a move. This is going to be 14. There's no way that NAVI get into a round like this. It's a consolation frag right there. They'd have to find 4 more.
Well, that smoke tells us, oh no, they've even fudged that one. Heroic will throw it for them. Yeah, and well, they will be getting out of there.
Nobody wants to go up any casualties here, trying to find something. Bit goes up and over, will go down, and another round secured for Heroic here. They are looking good to run this one over the finish line. NAVI wanted to hold on to those light upgrades. Sure, there was some Kevlar in the mix here. The loss bonus will put them in a position to get a buy coming on through, but they need to change the tune, and this is traditionally where NAVI step up. This is where they look down and out. You expect them to just crumble over, and a timeout taken from Blade right now. Tell them this is it. It's do or die right here. We need to step up on this first map of play. Sure, we have Ancient next, but we don't want to be down a map.
That is a nice map to fall back on. A map you haven't lost since, what, 200-something days.
You're going to be starting on the T side. You'll be starting on the T side here, and that right there is, it could be a bit of an issue, right? If Heroic are feeling themselves, all the individuals from Heroic are stepping up. But you have to consider that. Cadian, he has 19 kills. Refresh have 17. Those are traditionally the pressure points that Desk talk about as problems, right? It's not the Shush being the safe pair of hands. It's not Stout being the star. It's not Tessus finding that impact. It's the other two who go missing. And right here, right now, they are in the server, and they are putting pain in NAVI's face as we look to turn back into the guns. No AWP possible here. And again, how many rounds has it felt where NAVI don't have full buys, where they don't have everything that they need to contend?
Notoriously difficult to make an AWP work on the T side. And yet pushes his chips into the center of the table, says, yes, please. Risky business. Respected and smoked. Boomage will turn tail.
Heroic can do whatever they want right now. Right? They've shown in that previous round that they still can go pacey. It wasn't there against the Pistols, but NAVI have to respect that maneuver. And look at Heroic, they're just in a pack. Just a wolf pack around the in-game leader here who's posted up with that AWP. Another smoke towards that long side, just trying to draw out whatever utility that NAVI have been able to bring to this round. There's not a whole lot left here as Heroic are starting to whir into action. I can't believe the restraint from both of these teams. They don't want to give anything up. They're allowing the clock to just whittle on down and hope that they've gambled correctly. Hope that the side that they've chosen to bolster with their forces is the correct one. Hope that the call that they want to hit is right.
It seems we might be in for some violence here. A symphony of bullets and flame Nades, clashes, spray, it's all heroic. Simple decides to flip it. A double out of him, more encroaching. He needs to step up, but Simple 3. Just the cherry on top required out of Electronic. He's got no time. That AWP. Can he really do anything with it? Radiant, a quick one. One remains. So that all of Navi's hard work was for naught. The AWP connects for his 20th. This could be it. Cadian to put them onto 15. Clear and throw! And there you have it! Puts the A, W, and P in Antwerp.
Massive stuff from Cadian here. Heroic now up to 15. 1 round away from picking up map number 1, and he does it in style. Huge round from Cadian. Didn't wince, didn't whimper. Heard the steps, trundling forward. Perfecto goes down and takes his time, takes the fight, and takes out Electronic. Huge stuff from Cadian.
That face says your boos mean nothing to me.
Simple did so much, 3 massive kills, and up against it again here. Fast Banana Boomich has been a force to be reckoned with, but he needs to step up again. Extinguish is there, the flashes are forward, he's pinned on in.
He's trapped. He cannot leave. And will go unpunished.
Heroic haven't let the moment get ahead of them here. They continue to stick to the game plan. This has been phenomenal work out of Heroic. They've just taken their time, and they've been able to punish NAVI at their own game. This slow, stalled out approach, and then accelerating into the sides and hitting those opening shots. It's working for them. Cadian has 21 kills. Refresh has 18. They haven't been held at bay. They haven't been kept quiet. And this is the difference maker right here for Heroic. The Danes are just 1 round away from picking up map number 1.
The most Navi managed to find in consecutive fashion was 2. This is a 5-round run out of the Danes to the finish line of map 1.
This is some of the cleanest Counter-Strike we've seen Heroic play in the event so far. Without a doubt. It's the big man again.
You'd have to do it twice. Oh my, shush! Puts him in the guillotine! Gone is Simple, forced to watch with his hands off the mouse and keyboard as only 4 of his allies remain, or Heroic bring the pain, map 1. A deep breath in unison from us all, because it looks like it may be over. It's down. A double kill seems to have sealed the fate of map 1. Only up to bit. Low, even lower, and Electronic forced to accept his fate. The tick of the bomb, marking his last round of an Inferno in this quarterfinal. And Cadian makes it so. 16 to 10. Heroic up.
Made that one look too easy in the end there.